Good morning, Ms. Perry. Ma'am, you were charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On November 30th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a J.C. Penney in regard to a theft. Upon arrival, the officer met with the complainant, the loss prevention associate, who advised that the defendant walked to the Levi's department with their personal infant stroller, grabbed several clothing items from the store display, and then walked into the elevator area to conceal the items. The complainant advised the defendant then went to the men's and kids department using the same method to conceal more stolen property. The defendant then walked out of the store into the main part of the mall, passing all points of sale. Security attempted to stop the defendant outside the store, and the defendant fled on foot back to the store where she was tackled by loss prevention. Total cost of the items was $415.
All right. Ms. Perry, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now not to go to any J.C. Penney. You understand, ma'am? If I find that you go back to J.C. Penney or you pick up any new case, I will revoke the bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds, man. How old are you?
17.
What do you do for a living?
I'm in school right now, so I play sports.
Where do you go to school?
I go to Juvenile.
You're in high school.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am? Would you like one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You need a lawyer to represent you. I'm telling you now, you're 17 and you've now picked up a theft case. A theft case is probably one of the worst cases that you can pick up because you get one of those on your record, you're branded a thief, and no one hires thieves. So be careful out there. All right. I need you to fill out an application for me. So Steven's going to give you an application. I'm going to have you take your seat in the jury box after you sign your reset. I need you to fill it out for me. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, and then we'll have you speak to a lawyer here momentarily. Okay? Hi.
How are you?
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
So tell me what's going on with Miss Perry. Is she acting up?
She doesn't act up, but around the wrong crowd, I don't want her to act up. I don't want her to hang with the wrong crowd. I don't want her to go far.
Okay.
So I just want her to make sure she's going to school and not getting in trouble.
We can make every single thing that you want a part of her bond condition so that if you start messing up, I have one place for you. We have schools in the jail and you can graduate from high school in the jail. It's your choice. Do you want me to send her for a drug test now to see if she's using?
No, sir. Yes, I already know the answer to that.
But you know what?
Yes, sir.
Sure you want me to test her? Because I can. I'm not going to.
No, sir, I don't need her to get tested.
So you're not to smoke weed. You're not to use anything that has THC in it. I'm going to test you 45 days from today. And I'm telling you, if you test positive, I will put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Don't use and stay in school. I can give her a curfew if you want. I can make her stay at home, come to home 10 o'clock at night.
No, sir, I don't need a curfew or anything. I just want her to make sure she's at school. That's my only condition.
Okay, we'll make everything that you want. I can make it a bond condition. But the problem is though, is that if I do this and she's acting up out there, you have to be with me on this. So if I put her in, right?
Yes, sir.
Because if she knows that she can get away with stuff, when the cat's away, the mice will play,
Absolutely.
right? So are we together on this? I have no problems putting you in custody. Start acting up, Ms. Perry.
Yes, sir.
The last thing that you need is a theft conviction. And the other thing that you are desperately need in this life is a high school diploma. As a young Black woman in this life, it is so very difficult. You should never, ever have to rely on a man.
In Z formation.
You need knowledge. Knowledge is power. And I'm telling you now, if you get out there in life and you don't have an education and you don't have anything to do in this life, you're never going to make money. You're always going to be dependent on someone else. And it really sucks because the divorce rate in this country is extremely high because with life, you get older, you get bigger, you get fatter. We lose hair. Life doesn't get easier. It gets more difficult. And if you don't have some kind of education, good job and you got to rely on some other man, forget about it. Be your own woman. Be strong and have an education, because otherwise life's going to suck. Life sucks without money. Do you understand? No more dope. And I will test you 45 days from today. Okay, Mom. We'll make all those a bond condition. We'll see.
For today, I have Miss Perry. It's a theft. You've already found probable cause. I wanted to approach on the bond conditions.
Okay.
So she's 17. She's a junior in high school. Per the coordinator, you wish her to come back in 45 days.
Correct.
Random drug tests.
No random.
No random. No, we didn't do random. Because since we're doing the test in 45 days, there's just no need to
Okay.
do randoms.
Sorry. And then maintain a 3.0 in high school. And not to be a polite judge, but in speaking with my client and her mother, we are to a degree setting her up with failure with the 3.0. And I'll say that as a person who has a law degree
Mom.
now.
What kind of grade she make?
It's more like she's improving, she's making like.
I just want you to do great,
Yes.
Miss Perry. That's all I want. How do we get you to be great?
Here, come on. I should just, come on. I strongly encourage the court's cheerleader-like attitude and requiring my
How
client
do
to
we get you to be
participate.
great in school? That's your number one focus now in life should be in education and doing as best as you can, because this is a step ladder to the future. You can either go up in life or you can go down in life. And right now you were headed down into the swamp. It's not going well. You have to change. Otherwise, you're going to just keep continuing to go down. I've got thousands of people in there that can show you how bad it is. And the older you get, without that education, it's life sucks. I'm telling you. What kind of grades do you make now? So how do you get to be better in school? You know, really, it's not hard to maintain a 3.0 or B average. It's not. All you have to do is show up, just do a little bit of studying, and you can do it. All I want you to do is study and be the best you can.
Yes, sir.
Well, what do you think?
I want her to be the best she can too. And I want her
Is
to
a
be-
3.0 unreasonable?
It's not unreasonable. I just don't want to, and I'm being honest, I don't want to set her up for failure. I want her to succeed in everything she does. But I do know what's going on in the school, and I don't want her to not make your requirements.
I want you to do well. I'm going to keep it because I want you to do as best as you can. And I want to use that as like a fire to light it, to make sure that you do what you're supposed to do and that you start studying in school. You should look at all the lawyers over here. It truly is amazing, some of the people that we have over here. They're so smart. They're so crafty with their arguments. Knowledge is power. When you know things, you're just better all around, you know? You only get it one way. 2.5
2.5 what?
GPA,
It's better than 3, Judge. So I've got
0.5.
two issues. Should she not be able to make whatever requirements the court set and her bond would potentially be revoked, I would probably have to appeal the bond condition because
The only thing I'm going to really get upset with is if you stop going to school and if you stop going to classes, because then I'm just going to go nuts. I'm telling you now, I will go nuts. The other thing is that if you smoke weed, I don't want you to smoke weed. I don't want you to use anything in it. I'm now giving you enough time so that it clears out of your system. Because I'm telling you, if you come back here and you test positive again, it's not going to go well. And I don't care if she's kicking and she's screaming and she's crying and you're doing the same thing. If you continue to smoke, it will not go well for you. Do you understand? My only concern are two in reality.
Yes,
Number
Judge.
one, that she stays in school to get her diploma. Number two, she's not using.
Understood.
And also, don't pick up a new case. I'm not asking for much. I'm asking you to be the best person you can be.
Said, the judge and I use different language. He says don't smoke. What he means is no THC, no CBD in any variety, gummies, vape. Okay.
Already, the legislature's now killing all that stuff, all the
I'll have to
Delta
go
8,
stock-
Delta 9, all this stuff that you see now, it's all going dodo. Okay, Mom, just if you ever need anything, I'm here for you, for whatever you need, you know, here's my card. You can always get a hold of me one way or the other. You know, we'll waive the fees, so money's never an issue for anything. Money is, I don't care about the money. I care about actions. You can either make the right action or you make the wrong action. Think before you act, think before you speak. That's it. All right, guys.
Thank you, Judge.
So 2.5, Alicia, please.
Yes. We don't need to re-sign, do we?
Good morning, Mr. Gutierrez Galvan.
Buenos días.
Good morning.
Sir, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
Una multa de $4,000.
You guys have worked on an agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 2 days that you have done.
Ya que ya cumplió.
You need to understand that this DWI will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life.
El resto de su vida.
Shh. If you ever get pulled over, an officer, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to run your license. They're going to run your history.
Ya.
They will see this DWI.
And
What do you think they're going to do if they see this DWI and they smell alcohol on you?
alcohol.
¿Qué pienso?
What do I think?
I'm asking you, what do you think they're going to do
Ellos van a
if they see that you have a prior DWI?
hacer
They pull you over,
Me van a
smell
arrestar.
Well,
alcohol.
they're gonna arrest me. Oh, you huelen el alcohol.
Sí. Pienso que me van a arrestar.
But I think they're gonna arrest me.
That's exactly right.
Exactamente.
What I'm trying to impart to you, Mr. Gutierrez Galvan, is that you should never,
Jamás,
ever
jamás
get into a car,
en un carro.
even if you've had a sip of alcohol, because you're almost ensuring a trip
asegurando
back to jail.
Viaje de
And I will
vuelta a la
tell you
cárcel.
what
Y
we're
le
doing
digo,
today,
haciendo aquí hoy,
from now on,
ahora en adelante,
you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail,
estás en la cárcel,
minimum.
mínimo.
And if you're not in this country with permission,
Este para mí,
you go to jail for that time,
cárcel por este tiempo,
you will most probably get an immigration detainer.
entonces de
You
inmigración.
understand?
¿Entiende?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial,
Hecho un juicio.
right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal.
El derecho
So once you plead guilty, you can never undo this, change this. It will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life.
sería ahí por el resto de su vida.
Is this what you want to do?
Esto es lo que usted quiere hacer.
Sí, soy culpable. Sí.
Yes, I am guilty.
You
Yes.
plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, guilty or not guilty.
Culpable o no culpable.
Culpable.
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will sentence you to 3 days in jail, give you credit for the 2 days that you've done. I'm now going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Tell me what you do for a living, Mr. Gutierrez Galvan.
Oh, dar yardas.
Well, I cut grass.
How
Yeah.
much money do you make a
¿Qué
month?
tanto dinero gana usted al mes?
Pues en este tiempo no crece el zacate, puedo ganar pues unos 1,000 a lo mejor al mes.
Well, right now, the grass isn't growing, so I may be able to earn about 1,000 maybe per month.
DWI is big business in Harris County.
Gran negocio.
Not only does someone die every day on our roads,
Yeah.
but DPS, when you plead guilty to a DWI, issues a surcharge on your license. And if you don't pay it, there are grave consequences. Because this is a first, and because you had a 0.15 or above, the DPS fine is $4,500 that you have to pay. You also have court costs here of around $400 to $500. So you now have around $5,000. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't pay it, for every $100 that you owe, you will sit one day in jail. Imagine how long you sit in jail on a $5,000 bill.
Judge, with regards to the mandatory penalty, as he indicates, he's a lawn specialist, and
A lawn specialist.
even during the best times of the year, my experience is they earn about $2,500. He is a married man. I think his children are grown, but right now, because of the time of year, they earn far less. I would therefore respectfully assert to the court that he is indigent for purposes of that statute and request the court to waive that mandatory fine.
You know, I'm a firm believer, Mr. Gutierrez Galvan, that we all make mistakes. No one, and we're all human. But the idea is that you don't continue to make the mistake where you endanger other people's lives. Number one, I failed to ask, is it true that you had a 0.15 or above in this case?
Yes.
True, that answer. So what I'm trying to tell you is I will take off that fine and fee for you now, Mr. Galvan. But if in the future you are not smart enough to consider how to get home on the night of drinking and you act like a little child, I will treat you like a little child and I will put you over my knee and spank you like a little child. But I will do it with a ton of jail time and a ton of fines and fees. And I'm going to tell you now that a second DWI is a $6,000 surcharge that you will have to pay, not to mention court costs of around another $500. So you can expect a lot to pay, not to mention the minimum of 90 days in jail. So if you want to drink, if you want to get loaded, if you want to have 52 shots of tequila, don't drive. Take an Uber. Do you understand?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
This will not happen again?
No va a ocurrir otra vez.
No.
No.
All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Culpable.
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty. I will send you to the agreement. I'm going to waive your fines and fees, and good luck to you, Mr. Galvin.
Gracias, horarios y buena suerte a usted, señor.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much.
Owen,
Yes, sir.
I need a surcharge waiver.
Certainly, Judge.
Should be in the tower.